Soul Simmers, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're gonna build something so exciting. I am legit just super stoked to get started on this. Last month on Twitch there was September, which basically means that there's a huge discount on subscribing to people that you watch, and I had some goals set up so that if we reach certain milestones that we would do certain things. One of those things was that Twitch chat actually got to pick my next YouTube video for this specific channel. We brainstormed, there were so many good ideas, so thank you again for everyone who came through with their Genius Sims ideas, but this is actually the video that ended up winning, and that was doing a Minecraft inspired build in The Sims. And let's be real, Minecraft is a fantastic game. Very recently, like I said, last year, I completely fell in love with the game. I spent a lot of hours playing it, also over on my Twitch. I have a couple of ideas. I think that I want to make a village, like a simple village in Minecraft. So we're gonna play around with the terrain tool to kind of encompass that. I want to build small houses, but then kind of like decorate those houses as if they belong to all the villagers that you could find in a Minecraft village. I want to make sure that we have some chickens, because that really feels like something that you would find in a village. Maybe we don't necessarily have pigs, but maybe some cows. Like all of those things, I'm really gonna try to make it look like a Minecraft village, but then Sims version. And today I'm gonna take you along on me figuring out what that looks like. So yeah, let's just dive into it. So I decided to go to Old Mill Hill, which is a 64 by 64 lot. Oh, I'm already kind of scared for this. Honestly, I very rarely do 64 by 64 builds, but I feel like since we're gonna need a lot of space for landscaping and terrain tool in this one, it's just the only thing that makes sense. And I ended up picking one in, what is the world called again? The one from Cottage Living? Henford and Bagley. I will seriously one day remember world names. But the idea that I had behind picking this lot is that the terrain around it is already quite natural. There is a lot of like exposed brick, a lot of like a pond, a lot of trees. So I felt like this was, if I had to pick a lot that resembled Minecraft world, and at the same time was big enough for me to kind of build a Minecraft village, I felt like this one was really fitting. I picked this one to start with. We obviously have a fully blank canvas, and I think what you do if you build a Minecraft village is that, like if you build it yourself in Minecraft, is that you have to start with your basic layout. So basically, do your landscaping and terraforming, and then do your pathways, and then place all of your buildings. And to be honest, I think that's going to be our same approach for this specific situation. So I think I'm gonna just try and fiddle around with this a little bit, and then I'll walk you through whatever I've come up with as soon as I have a basic layout of things. It's definitely a trust the process kind of build, because I'm definitely not done. I'm definitely not ready to be like, yay, finished product, but I'm gonna walk you through what I did. So I tried to create like slight differences in height in the landscape, for the simple reason that I think this is just gonna be like a village in a plains biome. So usually in a plains biome, you don't have massive cliff sides, etc. in a village. It does happen from time to time, but usually the villages are relatively flat. So that's kind of what I went for the simple reason that in The Sims, there's no way to make giant cliff sides. So there's just no way that I'm going to be able to mimic that correctly. I am going to have to hide a lot of the borders with like brick and stuff, kind of as you see around here, because I think I like the idea of having that exposed brick and stuff in, or exposed stone, I would say, because that I feel like is gonna give it the Minecraft feel. But I have this basic layout. As you can see, there is kind of like a shallow part of the water, and then there's this deeper cliff part of the water. I feel like that's definitely a Minecraft thing, to kind of have this ginormous cliff in a village, or you know, a place where you don't accidentally want to walk in. Maybe there's some lava bubbles down here, and then this is kind of the part where you could probably find some clay, some sand, etc. I really like the layout of this and how that's shaped, and then I'm gonna have to figure out like a bridge situation kind of over this, I guess. And then I have already placed some houses, so the next step would be to kind of lay out the pathways and decide which house is going to be for which profession. There's all kinds of things that I have in my brain, but I just wanted to walk you through what I've done so far. Again, it's definitely a trust the process kind of situation. So I'm gonna do some next steps. I'm gonna hopefully try to make it look a little bit better, and then I'm gonna walk you through the things that I've done again. And I think it is already looking so much better. So basically, I assigned all of the houses their profession. So this will be a fisherman's house, and I indicated that with a little fishing sign, and we'll have to see how to decorate that inside. This is going to be the, what is the name of this again? The cleric's house. So I placed the chemistry table and a bunch of potions. I thought it was hilarious, okay? Like the whole potion brewing stand is such a cool item in Minecraft, and then here I'm using a kid's toy. I thought that was kind of funny. I also assigned this to be a librarian's house, so lots of books. I tried to place some random stacks of hay everywhere because that's obviously something that you would find in a village. This is going to be the shepherd's house. There's a loom in front of it and a little like side of the house with some sheep. Then this is going to be the leather worker. I will probably have to go into gameplay and then like get some cows out of this shed, like, or at least buy some cows that are living in this shed, and then they will walk out of it, and then I can like kind of make the shed so small with a tool that you don't really see it. But that's kind of the problem, is that you need this item to be able to have cows, otherwise it doesn't work. So we're gonna have to get creative. Maybe I'll just hide it in like a haystack or something. Then over here we have the farmer's house. They have a direct pathway to the farm, and I'm gonna admit this is what took me just the longest time in building, because I really wanted to do like one of those kind of logged borders around the farm. Also, that prevented me from actually putting water here, so I just used some blue tile to fake my way around it, and I just realized that it might actually look better if I place some dirt. If I paint it dirt instead of grass, I think that will look a little bit better. Yeah, that does look better. So we have the farm, very Minecraft style. Then obviously here is kind of like what I said, the shallow lake, and then over here we have like the deeper ravine, so I made a little bridge over it, and I thought, how fun would it be if I used some mossy stone, because, you know, that got transported here one way or another. And this is basically the layout of the village right now. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure to place some flowers, some grass, and some trees around to just make the whole place look alive a little bit, because I think that's let's just say that's needed. And yeah, then I'll come back to you once that's done, and then I think it's time to start decorating the houses accordingly. I'm very stoked for this. Also, I need to make sure that all houses have like doors and windows, because currently they're all just boxes. I mean, they are cobblestone with wooden pillar boxes. Also, this roof is the one that I could find that was like closest to a wooden roof. Like in The Sims, there's not much wooden roofs, so we had to get creative, but I think it looks kind of good. So yeah, I'll be back whenever all the trees and all the grass and stuff is in. Okay, all the trees, all the grass, all the flowers are in. I also added like a little bell tower thingy, because I know that they have either a well or a bell tower, or sometimes even both in all the villages. Something I really still have to do is like put some lights in this place, but I feel like it already looks so much more alive with all of the trees and everything in. I tried to keep it relatively simple, as I feel like in Minecraft a lot, especially in plain biomes, is lanes. It's just open, but I really like this. I think it looks so cute, so I'm very stoked to continue with the rest of this. Okay, as you can see, I lit up the place. I also made sure that all of the houses now have windows and doors in the right places, but I tried to light it kind of like a true Minecraft village would be lit, so only place lighting around the pathways. I will probably also have little lights next to the door, so maybe we can tackle that. It needs to be like maybe something like this. I know that if you find in Minecraft villagers, they usually have torches and they don't already have like the upgraded lights. However, we don't have torches in The Sims, so we gotta make do with anything that still looks like Minecraft. If you arrive at a village in Minecraft, like only the pathways are lit, the houses itself are lit. I also tried to use these lampposts because they're like the simplest ones we have in The Sims, and they kind of look like the default one that you find in a village, like the block on top of the fences with all the torches on each side. I feel like that's kind of like the most similar to what I could find. Yeah, that's what it currently looks like before we start decorating all the villager houses. I do think that for the villager houses, we're gonna have to get a little bit creative, because obviously in Minecraft they don't have too much furniture, but we're just gonna decorate them as I would say that their personality would be if they were like a full-fledged character with a little bit of a backstory. So I'm gonna decorate all of their houses. As you can see by the outfit, just like the new girl build that I did on my channel, we're on a new day because this build, again, took so much longer than I anticipated. So I needed to take a quick break, but I'm back and I'm gonna get started on the interior of the houses. Okay, I've done the first 3 houses and I'm gonna walk you through my vision, my ideas, so you can kind of understand what I've been trying to do. So I decided to add like kind of lanterns in the house everywhere as well. I tried to use not too much other light than like candles and lanterns because I feel like that's kind of what we have at our disposal in Minecraft. This is the librarian's home. Kind of like the actual librarian's home, there is so much bookcases, like so many bookcases, so much books. Apart from that, I decided to kind of, this person probably has like, they read a lot, obviously. So they have a table where they can sit down to read with a little light on it. They have a couple of plants, kind of, you know, what they got from around the world. Then there's a sofa where they can read. They have a little fireplace with some tea. They have a simple bed. I tried to put one painting up, like, you know, in Minecraft, you have the default painting, so there's some with some landscape on it. I added that one in. Every single house comes with a chest because naturally that's the main purpose of village. Well, not the main purpose. It's an important purpose of villagers to have chests that you can loot. So every single house has a chest. And apart from that, I tried to keep the interior as simple as possible for the simple reason we don't have that much interior in Minecraft. So I tried to fill up the space with things that characterize this villager or like villager type, but I also tried to not go overboard. I thought a fun little detail here was the rug because it has blocks on it. So this could be a rug that you can actually make in Minecraft with like the little squares. So I thought that was really fun. I also tried to pick a bed that kind of looks like a Minecraft bed. Obviously, Minecraft beds are not this detailed, but I felt like with the blocky duvet, it still kind of fit. So I've been trying to incorporate those small little details, even though it's very clearly a Sims build. I tried to make that nod to Minecraft in it. Then over here, we have the fisherman's house. Here, I definitely went a little bit more overboard because in The Sims, we just have so many items related to fish. So the entire house is decorated. There's like the table from my first pet stuff, which is actually an aquarium table. Then everywhere on the house, there's like either fish posters, fish hanging on the wall. The whole house is like a blue theme. I again tried to pick a rug with like stripes. So again, you could technically make this in Minecraft. The rug has the duvet has the stripes. There's like a bunch of aquariums around the place. So it's very clearly a fisherman style home. I also added a little fishing net over here, and I realized that there's something that I really have to look for, but I'm not sure if I can find it. I know it's a debug item, but how about we put a boat? I think there should be a boat in the water, right? Okay, I did it. I found a boat. You know, in Minecraft, there's always just random boats chilling everywhere. So I feel like that needs to be in here as well. And then the last house that I did is from the cleric. I always want to call it the alchemist. I know it's called cleric, but for some reason that's just ingrained in my brain. But I made sure I used a lot of Realm of Magic items in this house. I made sure that everything just looks like this person is brewing a lot of potions, because in the end, that's kind of what they're doing. I know in the game, usually their cleric stand is set up in like kind of a church-like building, but I don't know. I felt like that wasn't really something I could recreate that well in The Sims. So I just decided to give them kind of almost like a magical home. They're also the only one who have a double bed, which I know doesn't come in a standard Minecraft village, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of Minecrafters make double beds. So I just felt like it really fit, kind of like the whole vibe of this room is just someone who is making a frick ton of potions. So the first 3 houses on this side of the lot are done, and we have some extra little details in, some extra decoration around the place. So I think it is time for me to get started on these 4 houses, and I'll get back to you once they're done. Okay, I've decorated 3 of the houses and I've done some landscaping. So I've placed some random chickens all over the place. I thought that was actually kind of funny. So throughout the whole village, there is just some random chickens running around. I also placed a couple of these cat statues. Like, we have the gray one, we have the orange one, and then over here we have kind of like a, it's not really a calico, but like there's 3 cats in this village because naturally there is always cats in a village. But let me show you the houses that I've done. The only one that I still have to do is the smith, because I still have to figure out, or like, I still have to figure out what I want to do with his house or their house. But I actually made the leather worker. I keep forgetting the actual villager names. This is terrible. But I placed a bunch of like working supplies. So a place where they can make the wax to kind of keep the leather good. A place where they can, I don't know, adjust the leather, like actually work on it. I don't know how it works exactly. I used these chairs because I felt like this would be so homemade from, you know, a leather worker. The whole idea of this build is kind of like, it's kind of green. I added a little cow plant painting because obviously this person holds cows, so I thought that was really funny. And another blocky rug because I felt like that really fitted. So kind of a simple house, but to be fair, that's kind of what Minecraft villager houses are like. They're all kind of simple. And I realized that for a fisherman, we actually have to have a barrel. I think we have barrels in The Sims. So let me make sure to look that up real quick. I think this one still works. Let's make sure to add a barrel in the corner of the house, because since that is such a iconic staple item for a fisherman. So we could also make this one not the armorer, but the mason. I'm not 100% sure what I'll make that one yet. I'll have to see what I can find. But then this is the shepherd. That's the word I was looking for. So they have the loom, and basically the whole house is kind of inspired by them having sheep and them being able to harvest wool. So there's a lot of like blankets, cute pillows, like poofs, everything basically that is very soft. And also I decided, you know what? How about I actually make a bed in true Minecraft fashion, and I place 2 single beds next to each other. And obviously they have the sheep off the side, so I think that works really well. But also something that it said is that the cauldron is actually also kind of needed for, what did it say? The leather worker? You know what? I'll actually make sure to place a smaller cauldron in the leather worker's house as well, because the whole point of this house is that it's the leather workers. So I feel like I should at least add their staple item. So what I still want to do is I still want to make sure that there's actually some cows here, so that if you were to download this build from the gallery, that you would actually have some cows in there. And I need to decide whether this is going to be an armorer, a weaponsmith, or a stonemason, because to be honest, it could be kind of all. I have to look up the house, or kind of like the villager house that I got inspired by is the one that usually has the lava or like a really big furnace. So I think I'll just have to look up which one that is. I believe that is the weaponsmith, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm gonna make sure to look it up. And also make sure that we have a llama in here. And I think then we are actually nearing the end of this build. I am super stoked. I think so far it is turning out really cool. It is actually looking far more like I wanted than I expected when I started this build. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below so far what your thoughts are, and if you like it. I did it. I think the build is done. I added a couple of final details. So I added a fountain because I realized, what's a Minecraft village without a fountain? Very important. Then I looked up what house it was, and it is indeed for the weaponsmith. So I kind of went ham and I created some lava fires or something, I guess. And then I had a sim like actually go here to light it, so all the fireplaces are lit, and then we have like lava. And there's a little helmet to make sure that the villagers stay safe. And on the inside of their house, I kind of placed this as a weaponsmith tool station. It's the closest I could find. Sometimes you just gotta be creative with The Sims. But I added like chains and weapons and everything all around their house, and I kept the rest of the house really simple. I was like, you know what? I feel like this person is super minimalistic. They are very like focused on their craft. They are also the only villager that has a whole outdoor space. So I felt like, you know what? I don't think they need that much indoor space of like a lot of attributes and stuff. So I went ahead and tried to find as many decorations as I could find that resembled anything like tools. This was kind of like maybe like a shield that broke, I don't know. And then they have this little tool station where there's like a saw and a hammer and a little screwdriver and all of those things, and I just added it all in. I tried to even with the bed, try to pick something that was like made of metal to kind of also illustrate that roughness, if that makes any sense. That's kind of the vision I had. Like I said, I wanted to make sure that there were cows. I hid the shed. It's not perfectly hidden. If you really want to know, you can see it. But there's 2 sheds. The other one is hidden a little bit better. But there's 2 sheds, meaning that we now have 2 cows. it's not perfect. I mean, they're walking into the shed. I also ended up adding these 4, again, composters of the farm field, because obviously when I started thinking about tools or like staple tools for certain villagers, I realized that I didn't have the composters for the farmer. And yeah, I think this concludes the whole build. I'm gonna insert some screenshots. I want to make sure to kind of give you a ground level overview of this build. I do not know which house is my favorite. Let me know in the comments down below which of the villager house of like which of the villager area you love the most. Also, if there's a specific detail in this build that you really enjoyed, something that made you feel like it was a good and like a true Minecraft build. Also, let me know if there is anything that you would have added to this build, like anything that you would have changed maybe. But yeah, I'm very, very thrilled with how it turned out. I have to admit, this was kind of a hard build to do because in The Sims, naturally, all the shapes are far more organic, whereas in Minecraft, all the shapes are really blocky. I mean, that's kind of the point of the game, but it's hard to recreate in another game. But I feel like I have most of the staple elements and like things that really characterize a Minecraft village. I feel like I got them in here. So let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear it. Also, if you liked this video, if you enjoyed this whole wild building process with me, feel free to hit that like button because it genuinely helps the video get to more people and maybe more people like me building Minecraft villages in The Sims. And also, if you're up for more Sims content and that's something that you would be enjoying, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I have a bunch of videos on my channel, including tutorials, lots of mods in CC, but also a couple of building videos, and I also play my self-written legacy challenge as a let's play. If anything, if that sounds like you would enjoy it, feel free to check out my channel. And with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone!